meetings, and I had a comment for an agenda item in the second meeting. Should I wait for the second meeting before I do that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Randy Hawley, I live in the village. I'm 42-year educator, 35 as administrator, elementary principal, K-8 principal, middle school principal, and associate superintendent for human resources. It's important to note that the district's plan to close West Sedona, if the district plan was to close West Sedona, I'd still be standing right here saying the same thing I'm going to say in a minute. Because the issue isn't what's true with closed, the issue is that no school needs to be closed. At the January 12th board meeting, the administration began presenting a variety of restructuring options that were the result of a community forum on November 7th. Then on January 26th, and that included staffing plans as well as financial plans. Then on the January 27th meeting, all of a sudden out of nowhere appeared a plan to close the school, and that became the only plan that would provide our students with the kind of education that they needed. Everything else was off the table. So, I'm going to take a little bit different twist on this tonight. I put on my principal hat, and I hadn't done this for a while, and I looked at, and by the way, Mr. Richardson, I'm using your figures tonight. A plan was developed and brought forth at that January 12th meeting to maintain 2 K-8 buildings and 1 high school. And the savings was $1.415 million. That's $377,000 more than what you're saving to close the school. So, and the board says that the only consideration is what's best educationally for the students. So I have a plan for you. It's very simple and it works. So you keep 2 K-8 buildings and you take that $377,000 extra money based on a $44,000 salary and benefits for teachers, for each teacher. You hire a PE teacher, a music teacher, and an art teacher to teach at the elementary schools. That still gives you money to hire 2 extra academic teachers, 1 at each building, and you can hire a part-time foreign language teacher and a part-time math teacher so you can teach algebra and foreign language at those K-8 schools, and you still have $53,000 more than if you close the school. Now, you can't do. So it seems like a pretty easy solution to me. You've got all of the elements that you say you can't have unless you close the school. I just showed you that in fact you can have those. You can also add music, you can also add foreign language and algebra at the K-8 buildings. And let me tell you, I've worked in a district where they have 7, 12 buildings. That is not an advantage to kids. And it will not be a magnet to draw kids here. It's just the opposite will happen. So, if you're really concerned about education for our kids, you'll take the idea of closing the school, put it aside, and spend your time on something like this that will work and give kids the kind of education they need, and they won't have a 3-hour and 20-minute bus ride.